What's up, traders? It's Clay with a weekly outlook video for Top 1 Trader, and big week this week, inflation week. This is the week of all weeks. Well, it happens every month, but I would say it's probably the most important week of the month these days, especially with the upcoming election. And so it's going to be a big week for sure. We have PPI data on Tuesday, followed by CPI on Wednesday and retail sales. So this is going to be some serious volatility. And then after that, it's pretty quiet. So the CPI is going to, not to jump too far ahead, but it's going to be a big deal for, the following week where we have unemployment and the Treasury currency report, which is actually pretty interesting. And but it's going to be a big deal because going into this week, or the inflation of this week is how determines what's going to happen potentially for the Fed in the upcoming month. So it's going to be a big deal. And I think the dollar is at some pretty unique levels. So the weekly outlook video I made on this past Sunday, I talked about a weak dollar, and this is exactly what's happened. So I'm recording this a little bit early, but I still think it's going to be valid. I don't think too much craziness is going to happen. So if we look at dollar Swiss here, this is one that I really like as well. Well, dollar CAD, it's kind of range bound here. I actually got a nice short this past week off of this 86.3, but it really makes the most sense to look at the dollar index. And I talked about, this is from this past Sunday, this arrow right here. Now, we didn't completely take off, right? I guess I was probably pretty aggressive with that, but we did get a reaction here, right? So we had our breakdown, retested this imbalance, exactly where I drew this box out here perfectly, and we retested it, and here we are, right? So the question is now, do we hold above here? And if so, if that's the case, then I would expect another leg higher. So dollar yen is at an interesting level as well. It held it pretty decently, to be honest. So I'm not sure. We'll have to see what's going to happen with UJ, but I really like Euro USD here, especially if we're looking at potential moves for dollar weakness. That would favor that. And I think, looking at the 4-hour time frame here, this certainly would. And the trend line I just adjusted here, this was from some really big moves. This is from the Fed, I guess, back in April, right? April 10th. So we had our false breakout, another false breakout, third time a charm. Might not be a false breakout because we held this level right here. So the big thing to watch for is, if we can break this structure right here, and then that's going to be a pretty big signal for dollar weakness to continue and potentially a strong euro. So I think it's going to be a big week. That could all change, what I just said, depending on what happens with the inflation. If there's like a huge miss with the inflation numbers, or if it is a big number. So we'll see. So let's have a huge week trading this week. We got Trade Locker live now, so that's super exciting. Traders are loving it. I like Trade Locker a lot myself. So so let's absolutely crush it this week. Keep an eye on euro, and keep in mind for that CPI data dropping on Wednesday morning, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Let's go. Let's get it. Peace.